Guys, believe it or not, but 90% of the traders are actually losing money eventually. And eventually is a very important word in this sentence, because they can make gains in the shorter term time frame, but on the longer term time frame they are losing money because this specific reason that I'm going to show you in today's video. And I will also exactly explain to you how to avoid this mistake, which will make you more profitable, or maybe makes you into a profitable trader if you are not profitable so far. What is the number one thing that traders need to do? The number one thing: making rational decisions, right? What is blocking a trader making rational decisions? Falling in love with a beautiful girl. Also that, but the emotional state of the markets that is influencing the trader makes it very difficult to make that rational decision, because you don't look at the markets objectively anymore. You look at the markets with the glasses from the emotional state that you are in. And you get into this emotional state by the mainstream media, Twitter, YouTube channels, and so on. And I've been sucked in that emotional state very often myself, and therefore I can speak from experience that it's very difficult to get out of it. So, why is this important, you ask me? Well, most people buy Bitcoin at the top, most people sell Bitcoin at the lows. You actually want to do the exact opposite. And the main reason for that is because people buy and sell based on their emotions, not based on a rational decision-making strategy whatsoever. A very clear example is that of the bull market in 2020-21. The main narrative was Plan B, stock-to-flow model. Bitcoin is going to $100,000 US. And once that narrative left the underground crypto scene and got published in the mainstream media, so most people are aware of that bullish story, that marked the exact top of the bull market in Bitcoin 2021. Another great example is, of course, the collapse of FTX exchange, because the moment that FTX actually collapsed, that hit the mainstream media, people panic sold based on their emotion. This marked the Bitcoin bottom of that bear market. Yeah, it is crazy how we are getting controlled like this, and that our emotional state is actually our biggest enemy when it comes to investing and trading. So, we need to know the emotional state of the markets. I'm going to present you two indicators which can help you to see exactly in what state of mind the markets is right now. One of the most famous sentiment indicators is, of course, the crypto fear and greed index. And this basically shows you exactly whether the market sentiment or the emotional state in the markets is at greedy territory or at fearful territory. And what you basically want is you want to sell when the market is basically greedy, and you want to buy when the market basically is fearful. But if you just look at this dashboard right here, it's not very clear because you cannot compare it directly with the Bitcoin price. That's why we are going to willportal.com. Right here in the pro charts from Will Portal, you can basically make an account for free, and you can put the fear and greed index below the Bitcoin chart, so I can illustrate better what kind of effect this has. So what you can see right here is that most of the time when the fear and greed index is at lower levels, as you can see right here, so this one is pretty fearful at 34, it marks a low in the Bitcoin price. And when the fear and greed index goes higher to more greedy territory, we also more at a topping formation. So here we have some higher levels, Bitcoin tops. Here we have some higher levels, but as you can see, it can stay up for quite a bit, even though the price continues to go up. But yeah, generally we do see a correction when this is a little bit overextended. And right now we can see we also have seen pretty high greedy levels. Prices eventually going down until the sentiment gets a little bit reset. The only point with the crypto fear and greed index is that this is really more for a macro analysis. This is not really for short-term trading, because as you can see, short-term we have greedy levels, but the Bitcoin price still goes up. It takes quite a while, maybe even a couple of weeks before we are going to see that correction. But if you just really zoom out right here and you look at the bigger scheme of things, then it's definitely very helpful, because you can see a little bit in what type of market sentiment we are rowing right now. So generally we have seen in the past couple of days, we have seen quite a big reset in the market sentiment. That's a positive sign in a bull market, similar as we have seen right here. A nice reset in the sentiment, which was followed eventually by a nice rally in the Bitcoin price, which also again brings the sentiment back up to a positive sentiment. And the more people that are positive, the bigger the odds that we are going to see a correction. So, this is the first example of analyzing the sentiment with the price. But guys, there is even a better indicator which you can use for short-term trading, and that is the sentiment heat map. And for that, we are going to the 4-hour time frame because it's very better visible in the 4-hour time frame. And let's scroll a little bit back and let's have a look what this indicator does first of all, and then we are going to have a look at the example. So what this indicator does, this indicator checks regularly on a daily basis the sentiment from Twitter accounts, YouTube accounts, and on the internet, how people talk about crypto. So you will get every day, every single day, you will get a reading about the sentiment. What the Crypto Fear and Greed Index does is kind of a moving average of the sentiment. It's looking at historical sentiment and so forth. But this indicator is really for short-term trading. It looks at the sentiment for that day. And what you can see right here is that every time this is red, the sentiment is bearish, and every time it's green, the sentiment is bullish. And it's kind of like a heat map right here. And what you can see is that when the sentiment is bearish, red, price goes up. When the sentiment turns bullish, price goes down. Until the sentiment is bearish, price goes up. Sentiment is bullish, price goes down. Sentiment is bearish, price goes up. Becomes bullish again, price comes down. Sentiment is bearish, becoming even more bearish, from slightly bearish to pretty bearish, because the intensity of the red is also very important right here. Then price goes up. Here you can see price is bullish again, goes sideways until it's bearish, and then the price goes up, right? You can do this indicator basically as a heat map. I think this is very beautiful because you can see a visualization of the sentiment directly on the charts, but you can also view this one as an oscillator, and this is called the sentiment index right here. And you can also see right here, okay, when we're traveling a little bit at the lower regions right here, that's very bullish, because that means that the sentiment is basically bearish. So this is a very good indicator, guys. We even wrote an article about this, and we have some illustrations right here with negative sentiment that the price is just going to go up, and with bullish sentiment that the price is going to go down. So guys, if you want to know more about this, you can go to willporter.com. We have some articles right here about using the sentiment and the sentiment heat map. I also created a free cryptocurrency trading course, which is going over multiple indicators, including the sentiment, with a chart like this, which will give you a lot of grip on the price predictions that you have over on Bitcoin. You can watch that course completely for free. It takes 1.5 hours, and I would definitely recommend every single one of you, even though if you're not going to use it, these charts or these type of indicators that I'm sharing with you, it will definitely enhance your perspective on how to do analysis, and it will definitely give you an edge against other traders, because we are looking at the markets from a complete different way. We are using data sets and data points that most traders don't look at. So guys, definitely watch that course. If you have any questions about the video today, about the sentiment, drop them in the comment section down below. I will answer them as soon and as best as possible. If you like this video, you learned anything, make sure to drop a thumbs up. If you're new right here, make sure to subscribe. Let's stay connected during this bull market, and let's predict the next bear market based on these charts. That will be awesome. Guys, I want to thank you all for watching. Wish you all a beautiful day. Hope to see every single one of you in the next video.